you're talking about big companies. I've some of the clients that you guys are working with are ginormous,
Yeah,
and I can't even imagine how much.
we're taking an already budgeted benefit and building flexibility around it. And we're using the channel that's always there. We ended last year with 29 customers. We're now at 52 and we'll be at 79. And granted, this is beginning of the fourth quarter.
Okay, and we're live. Welcome back to another episode of Marketing on Mars. Today we have Rob Whalen. He's the CEO and co-founder of PTO Exchange. Rob, as I've come to know, he's a seasoned veteran when it comes to sales operations. Over 17 years of experience working with large companies like Cisco and Jive Software, Pulse Secure, and now for the last decade or so, he's just been growing the PTO Exchange, which is basically a platform that allows employees and your staff members to exchange your paid time off for goods, services, gift cards, things like that. Rob, tell us a little bit about who you are and kind of the background for PTO Exchange.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. And thanks for having me on the show, by the way. The background is, I'm a serial entrepreneur, but I've worked in a lot of large organizations. So this is my fourth company. My first software company was in the semiconductor business because I came out of college after graduating from accounting and went into selling semiconductors. So that was one of the companies that I built, and I sold that off. Also built a search engine for old folks' homes, actually for retirement communities and for elder care. That one didn't go so well, but sold that technology off. Did a distillery, so made made vodka and whiskey.
Oh, wow.
So anyhow, and I have a couple barrels from that endeavor, and then this is the last one I've done, which the idea came out of when I left Cisco, and I got a large paycheck from the unused PTO that I didn't use when I was there, and thought it would be interesting if an employee could use those dollars or that time differently. While they were at the company instead of, at departure or separation, you get paid out. Felt like that would be a way you could take that benefit and leverage it in a more positive way for the employees. And that's how PTO Exchange started.
Awesome. Well, before we... Yeah. No, and you guys have done some amazing things. Before we jump into everything, there is a tradition on the show, and Rob, I just told you this before the show. So we're gonna be doing, you know what's coming? We're doing a shot of hot sauce just to start things off. And basically, throughout this episode, I'm going to be asking Rob tough questions. What do you got there? What do you got there?
I got this. This is the Callahan's Ghost Pepper Hot Sauce. So, yeah.
Okay, Ghost Pepper.
So I'm doing Ghost Pepper.
So I got a Carolina Reaper.
Okay.
So it's Reaper versus Ghost Pepper. Let's see how we do.
Here's the deal. You got to shake it up first. You got to shake it up.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. All right. This guy knows what he's talking about.
You can't let the residue. You don't want vinegar on top.
All right.
Okay, ready?
All right, let's do it. Yeah. Okay. I just think I poured a little too much.
Ready? I poured a little too much. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I got a washer too, just in case. 3, 2, 1.
I should have
a countdown. Oh.
Yeah. Whew. Wow.
Okay.
I don't have a washer. That's...
Oh.
Okay.
Hold on.
How are you feeling?
It's just starting to heat up.
Ooh.
This one's one. This one comes on afterwards. I didn't bring a towel
Mm,
because I'll start sweating on my brow.
mm.
And how long have you been doing the
Okay,
show?
let's get this started. I don't know. I think I have about 4 more episodes left in me, and then I'm probably done. Oh God, this is okay. Okay. Jokes aside, right? All of this aside, um, when I spoke with you and I got to understand a little bit more about what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
incredible stuff. You guys have raised a bunch of money to date. You guys are servicing hundreds of thousands of employees. Give us a sense of where you guys are at. Tell us some stats. Let the audience know where PTO Exchange is at now.
Yeah. So I'll kind of do it in the years. We ended last year with 29 customers. We're now at 52, and we'll be at 79. And granted, this is beginning of the fourth quarter. We'll be at 79 by the end of
Mm.
this year. Roughly started started the year with probably
This is odd.
yeah, it is. Started the year with roughly I think it was I think we had 100,000 employees on platform or just under that. We're now at 160,
Okay.
170. We'll have about 300K signed, but not up and running yet until after the first of the year. So those
Okay.
79
Okay.
customers that we'll have will represent 300,000 employees at the end of the day, is what we're projecting.
Wow.
Right now, we're really close, just with the 52. So, yeah. So that's where we are, just kind of customers, employees on platform. Um, we've we've moved just millions of dollars of paid time off through the platform to these goods and
Mm.
services and experiences that the employers will allow their employees to have, and it's just been an incredible experience. It's great. It's great for the employees, Simon. I mean, like, it
Yeah.
really is. We've had some
Yeah.
just incredible stories come out of the employees who, they weren't going to use this PTO or this time, and so
Mm.
they were getting value out of something that they weren't getting value out of before. So anyhow,
Yeah. My previous role,
thought.
and I know I know you have some stats to share. Oh my God, this my mouth is burning. It's on fire. But I know you have some stats to share from my personal story. My previous role, I actually worked at a company, and for the 5 years that I was there, I probably only took 15 days off, and the rest of
Mhm.
the time it goes expired. That was my personal, and that's a challenge that's a problem that you guys are looking to solve, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're not looking to take PTO away from people and just cash it out. We're looking at the people, because if you use your PTO, by taking that time off, you can still use it the same way you do. What we're trying to address is the
Hmm.
individuals like yourself, like me, who only used 2 weeks a year, but I got 4 weeks accrued. And so that 2 weeks that I never did anything with, I'm able to do something
Hmm.
different with it. Like, I'm able to put it into my 401k. And that benefits me as the employee, but it also benefits the employer, right? Um, I think, I started out at Cisco at a certain pay rate, and those 2 weeks rolled over to the next year, and I made more money the next year. And so that PTO accrual, uh, that liability adjustment had to occur. And, that's an expense for the company. So, you know, you have
Hmm.
salaries that grow 3 to 4% year over year. And this year they're growing, more like 6. Um, that's an expense to the company. So having the ability to get this liability off the books, at the rate that it was accrued through the net income statement to the balance sheet, is really important, and it's actually beneficial for the company and the CFO. And this is hot.
Yeah, yeah. And it is real hot. I'm still burning right now. So you guys have raised some money to date as well. Tell us a little bit about the amount that you guys have
Yeah.
raised. Um,
End of
yeah,
2018, end of 20. Well, we launched. So we started the company in 2013, and everyone goes, "You've been at it for 10 years." I have, and a lot of us. This was kind of a side hustle in the beginning, and then we had to. It took us a while because we had to learn all the regulatory environment around paid time off because it's a unique thing. So in
right.
2015, I went to back to Congress to speak to the Joint Committee for Taxation around some of these laws that we learned, and how these are unintended consequences. 2017, by then we had enough data and understanding how to build the products so all of our customers would be compliant in all 50 states. And we launched it in 2017. That's when we received Gartner's Cool Vendor of the Year award. And at the end of 2018, we raised our first $3 million from a venture capital here locally by the name of West River Group. And, grew the business for 2 years and then raised another 5.4 million, led by TTV Capital out of Atlanta. So roughly around 9 million is what we've raised so far. And we've grown the business. It's been almost 200 to 300% every year. I don't know what it'll be this year, but last year we grew 300%. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And in terms of the market size, paid time off, you're talking about big, big companies. I've some of the clients that you guys are working with are ginormous, and I can't even imagine how much that amount of paid time off adds up to. Do you have any figures that you can share?
You bet. So roughly, and these numbers I'm going to give are a little bit dated, but roughly there's over $365 billion that's accrued on balance sheets every year. So it goes through the net income to the balance sheet. And this is really just the private sector. Okay, this isn't like the governments of cities. And we roughly think that there's about $1 trillion sitting on the books of companies. But just in that private sector, Simon, of that 365 billion, roughly 155 billion goes unused, and 65 billion of that is forfeited by employees. And if you think about it, it's usually 1 week a year per employee that does not get used. And that's what we're solving for. We're solving for that 1 week a year that employees may not use. And so, it's a big business.
Wow. So the 300K employees that you'll have in the books within PTO Exchange by the end of the year, what does that roughly translate to in terms of unused PTO, do you think?
It's going to equate to about probably 800 million.
Holy smokes.
So right now with our clients, to date, we roughly have there's about 320 million that's sitting on their balance sheet. Okay. And that's just
320 million.
Yeah, that's sitting on the balance sheet.
So that's 320 million, and you said 50 companies. So right. Okay. So give us a sense of the clients that you're working with. That seems like it's quite large.
Yeah. So we have customers. We have a 13 employee nonprofit, and we have a 70,000 to 100,000, depending the time of the year, employee retail company that uses our product. So that's the range. But we have companies that are in manufacturing. We have healthcare companies. retail, financial.
Yeah, yeah. um, give us a sense of some of the larger clients that you have. I assume there are some bigger names, or like what's like some, like maybe your top one or two clients.
Well, so I can give you a couple. So Universal Music Group is one of our clients. Honor Health is one of our clients. Strata Cash is one of our clients. Those are just a few of the ones we have. Um, we have American Heart Association. They use our platform. Um, so yeah, we have an onslaught of customers today that are using our product, and their employees love it. They love the ability to access some of the value of their PTO. Um, so in moments of life's
Yeah,
transitions, as I always say.
yeah, yeah.
So
And so would your largest client be Universal Music Group, or are there larger ones as well?
no, no. There's larger ones than that.
No,
No, that is not our
larger
largest.
ones that cannot be disclosed.
Yeah,
Larger ones that cannot be disclosed. Okay, all right.
I
So I
cannot tell you
think
who our
what we're gonna
largest
end up
client
doing
is
now.
because Simon, that would not be something I can say. And no, that does this actually?
That's okay. So that
Yeah.
we will have to do another shot of hot sauce for that.
Hey,
But because we are both hot sauce
I just
lovers,
uh, holy cow! I'm getting it on my desk here. Okay, ready?
cheers. 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Oh God, I have another episode to do after this too, so it's gonna be a bad one. It's gonna be a bad day. Okay, so give us a sense of what your major marketing channels are, right?
I have to talk to my PR company.
On one side, this is spicy. This is so spicy.
Who got me on this podcast?
Oh. All right. So your major marketing channels. Let's dive into that. So give us your top two or three. Like, how do you acquire these large companies that are, Universal Music Group? That's a large company. Strata Cash, that's a big company as well. And there's over 300,000 employees that will be on your platform. How do you get these companies that are willing to try out PTO Exchange rather than just continue to do what they've always been doing over the last, call it 30, 40 years?
Yeah. Obviously, we're a benefit, and so you have to go to how benefits are being sold in the United States, and in your, kind of figure out the channel. And in the USA, brokers deliver a lot of benefits to large companies, as well as Ben admin companies. So we realized this early on, and we went and partnered with Alight Solutions. We've also partnered with Mercer and Aon, and these are large consulting companies and insurance brokers that take our product to market, because companies are always looking at ways to use the current budgeted benefits and get more out of it. And that's exactly what we're doing, right? We're taking an already budgeted benefit and building flexibility around it. And we're using the channel that's always there to service these larger clients and that support them and know the industry. And we partner with them to deliver our product to the customers. We also have a direct sales force, but a lot of it is done through channel. And To give you an idea, we just signed an agreement with Transamerica. So Transamerica, a large 401k provider, is taking
Wow.
our product to market,
Yep.
because you can take that PTO and self-direct it into 401k and HSA, and they do that for their clients. So this is another way that their clients can take an already budgeted benefit, their employees' PTO, and allow them to take that week of time and self-direct it into their 401k, which actually improves a lot of testing and compliance within that company as well, around ERISA regulation.
Hmm.
And this is hot.
I see. I'm surprised that you're getting through all of this and answering all the questions
I'm
the way you're
trying to,
answering.
yeah.
So
Yeah, well, we're going to get there. And then I'm going to call my PR company.
we'll get there. So we'll get you back on again, Rob. I promise you, we'll get you back on. So channel partners, direct sales force, those are the two major marketing channels. Do you do a lot of things like, do you run any ads? Do you use any other, when you think about marketing, the traditional ads, paid or unpaid media, or I don't know, conferences, the traditional ways.
So we do conferences. Obviously, we do HR tech, fintech conferences. We don't do like big advertising. We do email marketing and social media, and obviously podcasts like this, because we are the ones who created the category. It takes a lot of education when you're going from 0 to 1, and that really has to be a little bit of a handheld, because we are in kind of this regulatory environment. When we get this is a great idea, especially in HR and benefits, you then have attorneys right behind going, okay, well, there's all these regulatory regulations and laws. So we work with our consultants, we work with attorneys, making sure that we're creating a policy, procedures that are compliant and that deliver what the customer is looking to deliver to its employee base. Do I think all right, all out advertising is bad? No, I think it's great. It's just in the early stages, when you start looking at where you're investing in, you need to invest in, you need to do it in a very methodical way to drive, sales and revenue. And we're a pretty frugal company. Like, I just don't spend money. My background's in accounting. My VP of finance was an early PayPal guy. We're just very conservative in how we use every dollar to generate revenue in the future.
Yeah. Do you know your stats in terms of your cost per acquisition right now, your LTV? Do you know those kind of stats off the top of your head?
I mean, I don't keep them off the top of my head, but I do have some of them just in preparation. I'm not giving them all to you. So yeah, there probably will be a shot here. But we started the year, at the end of the year, we were at 4.9 LTV over CAC. So we were high. We're at 2 right now, and we've been investing heavily. And you have to look at our, a lot of companies look at ARR as like a PEPM revenue or a monthly revenue, because we're a transaction model. I mean, we do have a product with PEPM, but because we're a transaction model, we look more like a PayPal type mode. But yeah, not going to give you all of them, Simon, but that's kind of the gist of it.
It's okay. That's okay. I'll accept 2x LTV to CAC, because to be honest, I don't want to take another shot anymore. So we'll see. Let's continue. Got a couple more tough questions for you. Yep. We got to get them all. So marketing channels. There are a lot of people listening to this podcast that are in the B2B space, and they
Yep.
would love to have clients like Transamerica, like your other like Universal Music Group, Stratacash. They would love to get these clients
Yep.
onto their portfolio. How, what's the secret? How did you get your first big signing? Obviously, the more signings you get, the easier it is to get the next one. But walk us through your first couple of big signings. How did you do that? What do you think were the secrets to signing them?
Yeah, I think again, when you're starting a new or building a kind of a new category, or a product that hasn't been proven out in the marketplace, you have to find ways that these clients will believe in you. So we did a couple of things. First of all, we built an enterprise class application. Um, going through and getting my SOC 2 and being certified, so that large organizations that only deal with secure enterprise applications would know that we have built it correctly and have everything in place. We then had to get large consultant companies to vet us, and that takes some time and
Right.
investment. And after that, obviously, we had to go to clients that we felt fit our product, um, and educate them on what we were doing and the advantages. And so, obviously, the first 2 to 6 to 8 clients are really, they're kind of
Yeah.
hell, to be honest with you, because they're the first, and you've got to
Hmm.
get them on board. And I would say that's almost up to the
Yeah.
first 25 clients. The first 25 clients are hard.
Wow.
Now, now
Yeah.
I'll say that we're closing customers. Our sales cycle has decreased immensely because we have more clients on board, more partners who vetted us, more approval from the marketplace, and that's key. I mean, I think just last week alone, again, when you look at the cycle for closing deals in HR, this is our busy time of the year for closing. We
Yeah.
closed 10 deals last week, or not last week, in the last 3 weeks, I should say. But and we have so many more to go. So the product is starting to get more widely accepted, and so sales are much easier. Um, First 25 clients, though, they're
Yeah.
really, really tough.
Yeah. So when it comes to these big, large enterprises, like you mentioned, the very first step
Hmm.
is you need to have an enterprise class application. Without that, you
Yep.
wouldn't even be able to put your foot in the door, right? So how
No, you
long did it
can't.
take you guys to build it, and yeah, and how much roughly did it cost to build this? And you don't have to give exact numbers.
Yeah, I don't have exact numbers on how much it cost. Um, I do know that from 2013 to 2017, um, Todd, the other co-founder and CTO who built the product, or I shouldn't say he didn't build all of it, but he built 90% of it. Um, we spent time
Wow.
building it and making sure that it was secure. We hired a guy who came on board out of Microsoft who knew security, and so he got us through our first SOC 2, and he's still here. So we just finished up our this year's SOC 2. But you have to get third parties
Wow.
to attest that you are what you are and that your platform is secure. That's just the start of it. And then you have to have processes and policies in place just as a company. Um, we're a small company, but we operate like we're a big company. The policies we have in place, and so those are things you just have to do. How much it cost? I mean, I can't put a number to it. I don't
Yeah.
know. So I don't have an answer, Simon.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but we
That's
did know
okay.
that we
And
wouldn't we
so
wouldn't get a Nordstrom, or not a Nordstrom, but a UMG or a strata cash without it.
Yeah. And how long is the sales cycle right now, or how long does it take? Walk us through like the first 10 companies, right? How long was the sales cycle there? How long did it take for them to vet you to decide, hey, we want to give this a shot?
One of them was 3 years. That's how long one of them was.
Wow.
Others were 8 months. Others were, so they were a very long sales cycle, and now um, they're like 6 months at the outset. Now, when you're talking about big organizations, they do take a long time because they're not thinking about benefits in 2023 right now. They're thinking about benefits in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah. And so big companies, large companies, what's the best way to get your foot in the door? Is it to talk to the top dog right away? So then you're looking for intros and referrals to get there, or do you kind of work your way up the chain? What's the best way to get your foot in the door to these big companies?
The best way to get your foot in the door is I mean, how I first started was just sending emails to the CHRO, and that was the initial. But that being said, and we had a unique value proposition for them, one that they hadn't heard of. So they thought, wow, this is really innovative.
Mm.
Now, nowadays, the best way to get into the client is really through one of our partners or consultants who are bringing us in, because that gives us we've already been approved feeling, right? This is a partner. We've already vetted them for you. We know that they're a great partner. We know that they got a great solution, and it's very innovative and can solve this problem for you. Those sales cycles happen much faster. The olden days, it was just a lot of education.
Mm-hmm. How many clients did you have under the belt? The actual companies that are on the platform before you got your first channel partner, like Mercer and
our first channel partner was
Alight
Alight
Solutions. Like how?
Yeah, our first channel partner was Alight, and I think we had 8 at the time. I think we lied and said we had 10 or 12, but started out with 8. But what happened, Simon, was that it wasn't us going to Alight. It was a prospect of ours that wanted to use us, that was a customer of Alight, and they went to Alight and said, hey, you guys should use this because we want to use their platform and we want to tie it in to your Ben admin. And that's why Alight came.
So you almost have to. Yes. Yeah. So you almost like, obviously these channel partners can help amplify your sales and take it to the next level, but you can't assume that you will land a channel partner. You almost have to get your company to a certain level on your own first before you can close a large channel partner, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yep. And the channel is just incredible. That in itself, I do give credit to hiring the right person who knew channel really, really well and kind of came from the channel and had a lot of relationship. He has enabled just his vetting of us, and his relationships have provided us with a way of getting into these channels and building partnerships with them very quickly, and it's a big advantage for us.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I think we made it through. We made it through to the end. We took 2 shots of hot sauce and we almost did not survive, but we made it.
Oh, we're gonna do a third
for the channel for the audience. You read my mind. So we're gonna end it off with a last shot of hot sauce. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about what we can expect from PTO Exchange in the next 6 to 12 months? Like, what is upcoming for you guys?
Yeah, so we got some new. Obviously, the platform is being built out. We just came out with the ability to do 529 plans. We're going to be coming out with a new feature to the platform, which is the ability to access your PTO today instead of waiting for payroll to run. So you'll be able to get quick cash today out of the platform. And then we're also working, and I can't talk about this, so this is something I can't talk about, but we're working on some Web3 stuff that in the future I think is going to be game changing. Anyhow.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to ask you what the Web3 stuff is, but we'll talk about it next time on the show. Let's end it off.
You got it. Yeah, you didn't shake yours. I saw that. You're just drinking vinegar on top again.
It's been shaken. It's been quite shaken.
Okay. Ready?
Okay, fine. I'll do a little more. Okay. All right. Cheers. Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
All right, Rob. Thanks so much for jumping on. We'll get you on. We'll get you back on.
Thanks, Simon.
In the next 6 to 12 months, and we'll hear about all the growth.
Yes.
Congratulations for all the success that you guys have
Simon.
had.
And hey, thanks for having me on your show. Really appreciate it.